right. I have like a decent bit I want to talk about. I don't know if I'm gonna post this all in one video. I might separate it and put more thought into it, but I doubt that'll happen. I'll probably either post a single video or separate it out because I want some like order, I guess, to the videos. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was I was watching this YouTube video and it wasn't about goals, it was about weight loss. I was interested in what they had to say. And one of the things they had mentioned was identity-based goals versus like goals, or like objective-based goals, I think is a better way to put it. But mainly it's like identity-based goals is like I want to be a healthier person, and objective-based goals is like I want to lose 15 pounds. Like there's those differences, and once you set like an identity goal, you're more likely to follow through with it after you complete it. Because if you say your goal is lose 15 pounds, you lose 15 pounds and you start eating like shit again, you're gonna gain that 15 pounds right back. But if you set that identity goal of wanting to like be a healthier person, eat healthier, whatever, all the stuff entailed in being a healthy person, you're not gonna just stop once you become a healthy person. You're just gonna continue with that, because like your goal is to like not change your identity as and become a different person, but identify with like a different type. Like you want to be perceived differently to others and to yourself, I'm assuming, if you're setting these goals for yourself. But I thought that was interesting about how there's different types of goals, and obviously that's not like a new thing, different types of goals, but I thought it was interesting about the follow through after you reach that goal. Because if you have a goal, like I'm sure I've done this before, it's like, oh, I want to study so I get an A on this test. I get an A on the test, forget the material a week later because I didn't actually learn it. I just studied to get an A. But if I study the material because I'm interested and I want to learn the material, I'll actually learn the material. Like, I'm interested and I want to learn about this rather than I want to get an A on this. Those are still, I guess those are kind of like both goals, but like wanting to learn about it because you're interested in it is way different than studying just to get a good grade on a test. Because once you learn about it, you actually learn about it, compared to learning for a test. There's differences. It's like, I guess in that case, you're kind of setting your goals based off what you want to happen to you and what you want to do externally. And I think that's the case with identity and objective-based goals, because externally you want this to happen. Losing 15 pounds, obviously it's still yourself, but it's an external factor of yourself, not an internal. And then getting an A on a test, that's external, like you do that. But when you go into those identity, like I want to learn this, it's not external of you, like you're learning it. It's like in you, like you're actually comprehending the material, like all that. And like I want to be a healthier person, it's internal. Like there's no set, you have to do this to be a healthy person. But if you want to be a healthier person, you obviously do have to do some things. And that'll change your actions, your internal actions. It'll be like, oh, I could do this or this. And then you get that. Because if you want to lose 15 pounds, you could just not eat until you lose 15 pounds, obviously. But if you want to be a healthier person, you still have to eat. But you're going to make that internal choice of what you're eating, and it's going to be a healthier option for you to be eating. So I think trying to set your goals in a way so that they're identity-based goals rather than objective-based goals, or I guess internal and external goals is another way to put it that fits more along with what I'm saying. But trying to find a way to route a external goal and make it into an internal goal so you actually reach that goal more effectively and more fully, I guess is a good way to put it. Because if you're reaching a goal like halfway or something, or you reach a goal yes, you reach a goal of getting an A. I keep using the same examples, but I think it helps with continuity. But like, if you say your goal of getting an A, like you're studying with the intent to get an A. You're not studying with the intent to absorb the material. And that's like, I don't know. I feel like what I'm saying makes sense with external versus internal. And if you want true change, I think you should prioritize making those external goals into internal goals, or at least phrasing them in a way that makes them more internal friendly. Obviously, I'm not saying that external goals are a bad thing. Like, you'll have a class you really don't care about and it's not part of your major, it's not like something you care about in school. It's like, there's no point in you internalizing that and like fully learning it, except if you're like interested in it, I guess. But even then, it's like there's not like a point in that, because it's not, you don't need that. So there's nothing wrong with external goals. It's just trying to find a way to like create a goal based off what you want to accomplish, which I guess is a goal. So you're setting a goal about setting goals, which is kind of weird. But really think about what you want, like genuinely, because a lot of people, they'll look at themselves in the mirror and they'll be like, oh God, I'm a fat chud, I need to lose weight, rather than being like, oh, I need to lose weight, what do I need to do to attain that, and how can I make that less external, and how can I make losing weight part of me rather than something I'm looking for. Because you're looking for something rather than making something a part of you. Losing weight, you want to be healthier, so you're making that goal, eat healthier. Losing weight, you just want to lose weight. You can make that choice not eat. You can make that choice, you can eat fucking 2 Pop-Tarts a day that's under your maintenance calories and you lose weight. Like, there's 2 different types of things. And you'll lose that 15 pounds regardless of the way you choose. It's just which one is going to stick with you and which one is going to have the best impact on your life. I feel is something that people really need to look at whenever they're actually setting a goal for themselves. And with the setting goals, there's like a lot in it. I feel like a lot of people set really unrealistic goals for themselves, and that's not bad. Like, they're getting something to shoot for, so that they'll always be like, oh, at least I did this towards that or whatever, which is good. But I think you should be setting goals. I think my dad told me this. It was set goals that are attainable, realistic, and measurable. ARM goals. I think I'm gonna call that ARM goals. Attainable, realistic. I guess it's sort of the same thing, but something could be unattainable for you, but also realistic in a general sense. But attainable, realistic, and measurable. Because you can set a goal. Like, your goal can be, I want to get smarter. That's like, yes, you want to get smarter, but there's no real way to measure that. Obviously, you can measure your grades, but that's just your relative intelligence in that subject. But if you really want to do that, you can be like, oh, I want to become a person who reads more, instead of saying, I just want to be smarter. Or like, oh, this year I want to read like 20 books. And then you'll get disheartened if you read like 15 books throughout the year. If you set that goal to where it's attainable, realistic, and measurable, I want to read more books. If you read 2 compared to 0, you're making progress. That's measurable, measured progress, realistic, and rather than setting an external goal, you're setting an internal goal. And I think that's just like really important to think about whenever you're trying to set a goal for yourself. A lot of people just say they have goals like, oh, I want to get into college. And then what? Like, I feel like obviously some you can't make internal, but I want to go to college and learn more about, or I want to learn more about this to go further into this. I want to learn more about accounting because I find it interesting and I want to turn accounting into my career. That's like, I want to learn more about it because I like it and I want to turn that internal thing, learning more about it, into an external thing of finding a job. So I think all your goals should start internally. And then once you have that internal base, you can make like a web out of it, of those external little pieces of the goal. Like we'll go with, I want to be a healthier person. One of those could be lose 15 pounds, but you're like 0.0, like your 0 point goal should be, I want to be a healthier person. And then you have your external ones like lose 15 pounds, eat less fast food, eat more greens, eat whatever. All those are external. But once you get that internal goal that you want yourself to become, or you want that new quality for yourself, everything is external of that. And all those external goals you set work towards that internal one. And once you find your internal one and you really like internalize your goal, then you'll really want to work towards that. And finding a way to motivate yourself towards working for that, I think will be easier, because it's way easier to get discouraged when you set a goal and you don't meet it. Like losing 15 pounds. I want to lose 15 pounds in the next 2 months, and you lose 10 pounds. Like if you're working out, eating healthier, you could have just gained muscle mass and you didn't actually lose 15 pounds, and you're just starting, you're like, fuck this, I'm gonna chut out. And then you eat sugar and all that, just a bunch of stuff. But if you set a goal like, oh, I want to eat healthier, and you measure yourself after 2 months, you're like, oh, cool, I lost 10 pounds. I wanted to be healthier. Like you can look physically better, you can feel physically better. Even though you didn't reach that 15, you still know you made progress. Like it's a measurable progress from that goal. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about with goals. I'm definitely just gonna do segmented videos. I'll probably just stop and start a new recording. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about with goals. I think it's a good thing to think about whenever you're trying to set anything out for yourself.